Alright, what's happening guys? Bro for D's here. I've been grinding out Deep of Night for a few days now and I've collected my thoughts on this new game mode and I just wanted to have a bit of a yarn about it. Let's get into it. Currently I'm on Depth 3 and I must say, I'm really enjoying this game mode. It's not perfect, but let me tell you, it's a step in the right direction. This game mode is very unforgiving, it's like NG Plus on crack, and it feels like it's less about a DPS race and more about genuine skill and having to actually learn the attack patterns in the game. Squishy characters are getting 1 to 2 shot in this game mode, and it's not for the faint of heart. Much like New Game Plus in base Elden Ring or any other Souls game, what is one of the most important attributes? It's Vigor. I'm just gonna say it, I think it's Vigor. I feel similarly about this game mode. I've noticed there's some relics and passives that increase your vigor every time you clear a camp, or just flat out increase your vigor in general, and I'm going to value them a lot more than things like the fucking Evergel meta. Speaking of Evergels, have fun opening one at level 2 or 3 and then having Red Banished Knights coming at you. It's seriously fucking scary and it's not worth it at that level, man, I'm telling ya. Anyway, yeah, look, characters like Wilder, Raider and Guardian I found are very good in this game mode due to their survivability and their ability to get vigor checked by bosses. Wilder has his Sixth Sense ability, which I've had proc when I'm at max HP sometimes, and it's such a lifesaver. It's a get out of jail free card. Guardian is, well, he's Guardian. He's such a fucking tank, and with the new buffs and quality of life changes to him, he's very good in this game mode, and just good in general, honestly. Raider is Raider, and yeah, you see what I mean? I'm not saying don't play squishy characters, play who you want, honestly. But just know that this game mode is very unforgiving for characters with low vigor. I've struggled more when I play characters like Duchess and Executor, but that being said, I've still had times where I get my ass kicked as Guardian, who is my main bird. I've been humbled many times, and now that I understand this game mode a bit better, I'm a bit easier on myself every time I die to enemies I normally wouldn't die to, and you guys should be too. Reminder that no Nightfarer is bad at this game mode. And honestly, if you're good at dodging attacks and reading the enemy patterns, knowing your punish windows, then you'll be okay. As I said, I just value Vigor a lot more than other stats in this game mode because of how important survivability is. Certain characters even have deep relics where they get more vigor and I've been using them. The jump is noticeable and it saved my life many times. Now, about these deep weapons, I wanted to touch on something with them. They seem to do more damage than their normal counterpart. And what I mean by this is if you get a level 3 deep weapon, it will naturally do more damage than its base level 3 version. The game encourages you to use these weapons and I actually enjoy that aspect. Being nudged to use weapons and passives which have positives and negatives really crank up the roguelike aspect on this game. Deep of Night feels more like a roguelike game. There's no, oh, I'm going to fight fissure so I'm going to spawn in the mountaintops or anything like that. And loot really matters and has an impact on how your game is going to go. Having to weigh up whether it's worth picking up a really good weapon with a detrimental negative passive on it adds to the randomness and the decision-making process throughout your expedition. Furthermore, you appreciate the shifting earths a lot more when you don't decide when you can use them. We had a run where we got the crater, and I can tell you, I was infinitely more excited to get crater than I would normally be if I just slapped crater on myself, you know? Now, I've touched on the things I like about this game mode, and I did say it isn't perfect, so let me address the things that I personally like to see change. FromSoft are doing well for their first multiplayer co-op dedicated game, and I wanted to commend them for that. But that being said, some touch-ups could be made. One change I would like to see is the ability to see other players' ranks in my games. One aspect of ranking up in video games that I enjoy is to show off how fucking sweaty you are. Okay, I'm kidding, but you know what I mean, right? It's nice having that progression tied to your name, and it's even nicer not having it locked to just your eyes only. Allowing other players to see your depth rank would be a nice touch-up. Secondly, rather than obtaining more relics and ranking up to play just a harder version of the game, I personally don't have much more of an incentive to rank up. Maybe if they locked character skins or something behind certain ranks or relics, I don't know. I'm not a game developer, but I know that these ranks should entice players more. Getting to depth 5 and obtaining like a golden Wilder skin, fucking I don't know man, you know what I mean, right? Just that little extra incentive to rank up and grind through the bosses that one-shot you would be the cherry on top. Aside from these two little gripes that I don't think I have much else to criticize this game mode for. I quite enjoy it. It's a free update, man, come on. It's something the more veteran players have been asking for. It's difficult, and as I said earlier, it's less about a DPS race and more about pure unfiltered skill. You can't Ash of War spam your way to victory. You have to really learn those attack patterns, pick your battles, and weigh up the risks associated with fighting certain enemies. Like, sure, you can take on the Guardian Golem at level 2, but is it worth fighting the red variant? Probably not. In future, I plan on releasing a Deep of Night guide for Guardian, maybe some other characters, so let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. But until then, I wanted to share some quick tips that I've learned along the way. Some I've sort of brushed over in the video previously, but I wanted to reinforce them to help out newer players and those who want to keep grinding. Firstly, pick your battles. The early game is very difficult, and if you try to take on a red camp at level 2, you might struggle. Just be ready for that. Don't be discouraged or embarrassed if you die to enemies you normally wouldn't. Like, I'm not ashamed to say that I died on night 1 to Tibia Mariner or Wormface, because I just got absolutely ganked, bullied, and destroyed. I was underleveled and I was not prepared for how much damage and how aggressive they'd be. So, no matter how badly you get fucked up in this game mode, don't be put off by it. This game mode is meant to be very fucking difficult, which brings me to my next point. Use your merc to obtain deep relics from the Small Jar Bazaar. They're expensive, but they are worth it. These add to the roguelike aspect and the progression of this game mode. You will need these deep relics to help you through this game mode. It becomes much easier when you utilize these relics, and if you're lucky enough to roll some good ones, you'll want to capitalize on them. I have a relic loadout for my characters now where I get increased max HP for each Great Church boss defeated, and one where my max stamina is increased for each encampment boss. Relic effects like these really help out. Actually, hold up. Before I move on, I gotta say, these relics that buff your other stats for clearing certain areas are a fantastic addition. If you've been watching my content on my streams for a while, you'll know how much I dread the Everjail meta for its repetitive nature and for the lack of weapons that you obtain for doing so. With these relics, you can stack on a few different ones like I have, so that you can go, alright, I'm going to do camps and churches, and then on day 2 I'm going to do the main castle. Like, that's just one example of how I've been using those relics. It makes for clearing these areas a lot more rewarding, especially when you're simultaneously getting loot, dormant powers, and runes. It's so good. Next, kill the red trash mobs. These guys will always drop a deep weapon and they yield more XP. I'm actually going around camps at level 2 just killing trash mobs, left, and then come back later once I'm strong enough to take on the boss, and my runs still go very well, more or less the same, progression-wise. I'm not an expert on this game mode by any means, but honestly these tips have helped me get better at this game mode, and I hope they resonate with you. If you've got any more tips, please feel free to share them in the comment section below, and if you've got any other thoughts about this game mode to add, once again, share them. Just don't be a dick about it, okay? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I didn't really structure it in any way, I just felt like sharing my thoughts about it and just having a talk. And, well, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. Don't forget, we have a Discord server called The Flock. I encourage you to join. We've got some cool people in there. As usual, like, favorite, subscribe, fucking turn on the notification bell, man, and tune in for my live streams if you're interested. This is Broof80 signing off.